Hello, this is Vulturefire, and this is going to be a new player video that is going to be a little bit disappointing because I had this idea of what this deck was going to be, and then I realized on a new player save I do not have the cards unlocked that I would like. So, what does a new player deck save look like? So we have some cards unlocked, but not that many. We have a handful of forge upgrades, but far from a maxed forge here. We have level 5 characters. So this time around we're playing Ru. Last time we played a pretty straightforward Shah'Ru list. We had access to, technically, to Ru's level 4 passive, where you gain evasion 1 this turn and powerful 1 whenever you kill an enemy. So that is, you get temporary evasion and non-temporary powerful. But the thing is, to really use that, you need access to cards that you don't unlock until later. Unfortunately, right now this is the only one we have. It is a level 5 Ru unlock, and it is called Reckless Chase, and it does damage to the first enemy, and it summons a Vengeful Shade, which we can then kill for value. So this is, 18 damage for 1 mana, which is a very good rate. If you compare that to, like, Slash, it's literally twice as much damage as Slash. However, you do summon a Shade, which theoretically is a downside, but if you are getting value from killing Shades, that is an upside. There are a lot of other Shade summoning cards, but we do not have them unlocked here. The other key one that is unlocked by Ru is at level 8 you get Forbidden Knowledge, and at level 8 you also get Execution, which is a card that gives you a bonus for killing enemies with it, which, as you might imagine, is pretty good with summoning enemies. So, all of that said, what does this deck look like? We want 2 copies of Reckless Chase, we want 2 copies of Tricky Focus. I think we want Predict, that tends to be pretty good with Ru. I think we want we probably want Rummages. Venomous Maneuver is very good if we can make it work. I think we're going to try and use it. So Venomous Maneuver requires us to get to no shield. We can lose shield by discarding Fade Barrier. Default max shield is pretty low. And ideally we would also have Shrivels in here, but there's no way to get those. The other thing we would kind of like to have is a small amount of healing, but I do not believe we have any way to do that either. We could go to 2 Fade Barriers. That may just be the play here. We could also add in like a Blade Totem. So we're going to go with the second Fade Barrier. We're just going to go with straight 6x2, which is pretty rare. 2x6, which is pretty rare for me. To do with a Breach Wanderers deck. With a starting deck, it's pretty rare for me to just go like 6 pairs. And then other Ru cards, looking at the card pool, we are going to go with Aerial Stratagem, which is great. Mind Sap, Fey Ruse. Honestly, we would probably take more. Oh, I've got discard selectors. Like, what are we looking at here? Ferric Antics is kind of borderline. I don't know if I would take another Ferric Antics. I don't know if I would take Ferric Antics. Let's go with it. Let's see. Irritating Dust is unlikely to do work for us. I think Eviscerating Strike is fine, but probably not amazing. Normally I wouldn't take extra Reckless Chases. I think I still wouldn't. I think of all the Shade Summon cards, this is not one that I'm super excited to get a ton of. We'll take more Venomous Maneuvers though. And then let's see, looking at other epics, we will take Decreasing Mana, Spry Vigor, which are both just pretty good mana cards, and even as Ru, we do still want mana. Ether Storm is good, Mana Bolt's good with powerful stacking, which we should have some amount of. Vampiric Strike is healing, Legendary Strike is pretty good. Question is, can we support Flood of Insight? And I don't know. If we can't support Flood of Insight, then I know we could just go Eviscerating Strike. Like I said, it's a bit underwhelming, but. So Flood of Insight, the advantage is we are largely cheap cards, but that also means that we may not have the mana for Flood of Insight. Flood of Insight is a difficult card to support with the default epic card pool, or with like the new player deck card pool, because it is 6 mana. It is now only draws non-mana cards. It used to draw mana or non-mana cards. Just was draw 4. But drawing non-mana cards means that you need 6 mana plus mana to play the cards you play, which is a pretty big ask, I think. We'll run both of these. They're both pretty good. I don't think Careful Strike is gonna make the cut. Enemies is fine. A little underwhelming, but fine. Just kind of throwing in cards here. Surprise Slice is a card that like I probably underrated. Okay, we don't Emergency Shield. That's actually actively kind of bad for us. Power Surge is good. We do, I think, want some extra evasion generation. Stone Skin is actually pretty good because it'll give us a burst of defense to help keep us alive. Tempest Strike should be very good for us. We don't really want to stack a bunch of shield, but I probably still end up running Sanctuary as a cleanse because I think we are going to want to have access to that. Aside from that, I think Magic Spore is actually probably good. Even if we don't have allies, it is just a cheap AoE arcane, and we can count on the power that we get to pay for it. Will be the plan. Surprise Attack is probably fine. Honestly, I think I would actually rather just have a Hone. Just get that critical too. Surprise Slice is probably okay. Like, I think it's one of those cards that I probably underrate a bit. Brainstorm, a little risky, but I'll take it. We need another epic. In that case, we'll cut Surprise Slice because I'm just not a huge fan. I guess it's technically better Power Burst if only you're not fatigued. I think we end up getting fatigued a decent amount. Throw in a Eviscerating Strike and it'll be fine. Okay. Arcane Silence was the other card I was considering. Maybe I do still want that. I know Eviscerating Strike has just been kind of underwhelming in my experience. So, we've got a stack of cards. No, I don't think I'm going to go with that pun. Yeah, we'll go with it. That's the only thing we have. All right. I don't know if Ru is non-binary. I don't know if Ru can even be straight. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So point is, we're going to go Ramparts because it's a Ru run. We're not going to enable any idols because it's a new player deck run. We could actually pick up a good summon card in Crystal Valley. We're fighting Baelator, which is usually pretty good for Ru. We do just need to make sure that our evasion is intact. If we cannot put together an evasion package before we get to Baelator, Baelator will just murder us because our max health is like, 0. That is one Baelator turn, basically, worth of health. So I am very happy to see this guy. There's only 50-50 shot at Elemental Browse. We have no way to increase our odds there, but that's still fine. And we will get one of those two, which are both very good summon cards. We will be happy to have. We won't have to fight Sleegaze, which is always good. And yeah, we will get through this. So, I think I'm going to start by pitching that, actually. This gets us almost to the point where we can get value out of this. But I think we're better off just doing this, which will summon a Shade. And so now we have all of this evasion. This is where like Riposte would be great, but unfortunately we don't have Riposte. We can pitch that, which will get us, which will set this up now. There we go. Nice and easy. The Contemplate's pretty good. Card flow is always a little bit of a problem with this sort of deck. Pitch that. Pitch that. Pitch that. Alright. And now the fun starts, because we get to go donk, donk, donk. And that's all our problems solved. Nice and easy. Infested Rites is great. That'll summon. That's another enemy summoning card. It will summon. Should have spent a couple of moments explaining this. So when you're in this area playing this deck, there are a few enemies you want to be prioritizing. One of them is Bintas, because they will drop 2 cards that are both very good. They will both summon enemy Bintas, which are nice, easy things that you can kill. That will then also, this one will just give you 5 mana and something to kill. This one will apply bleed 5 to an enemy and then trip that bleed 4 times. So that's like 20 base damage. And it will summon a Binta that you can kill. So either one of those is a very good card for you. And then this Elemental Prowess gives us Arcane Frost and Shock Rune, which means that we can triple status bang things, which is very good. As far as mid bosses go, neither of them is super important. None of the mid bosses here drop super important cards, but these cards are fine, but generally not the most important things. You are also looking for the Elite Gargoyles that did not show up because they drop some cards that you would like to have. So there, no. You're the elite versions of these guys. The middle version of these guys. So there are 3 levels of Gargoyle: Boss, Normal, and Elite, which are in the middle, or which are the silver ones. And so when you kill a Boss Gargoyle, it decays into a silver. When you kill an Elite a silver/elite Gargoyle, it decays into a common Gargoyle. When you kill a common Gargoyle, it is dead. But they drop cards based on what their top form is. So these cards are, I think, honestly worse than the silver cards for most decks. The common cards are still good. That is these 2. Pitiful Strike, which is damage, and it will also lose shield, which is good for us. And we get Vulnerable, which is fine because we're going to evade. And we'll deal like 16 damage to the first enemy, and we play it for free when discarded. And then Undying Persistence, we discard 1 card, which we like to do it. We draw a skill and a strike, so we trade this and another card, and we get to draw 2, and we get Tough, which means that in the event we do get hit, we are safer. I realize, now, way too late, that my original plan for this was to be like a guide to running these decks, and I have kind of fallen down on the job there, and I apologize for that, because I have been kind of easily distracted by rambling about stuff. So we're going to take some damage here. But, I mean, that's online. Let's bleed you. Oh, I guess you're just going to die. I should get bleed onto the big guy, because that's the one I most want to kill. Get a lot of bleed of poison out here, which allows us to get this kill. We do not have the level 7 Rue passive, which would have passed on half of those debuffs between enemies, which is something I kind of get used to having. That is very, very nice to have. So the nice thing is, by discarding those, we do get evasion, giving us bonus value. We're going to do that, so we get the big damage on that dork. And then the Shade is going to get a turn. There's another one where we would have finished off. We had level 7 passive because the debuffs would transfer over here, which would have made the kill easy. And there, here's Reckless Chase. It does the damage first, then it summons. If there are no enemies alive, the fight instantly ends, and it does not summon. Elemental Browse, that's the card we're looking for. It's going to help our card velocity. Okay, I'm going to say this just gives like +2 damage to your first strike per turn, which is super underwhelming. Oh, I didn't know there were these. Ooh, we are going to imbue it with Arcane. Oh, we get extra damage, extra Arcane from Arcane Rune. That's the random fixed damage on card discard is actually pretty whatever. Like, it's going to be 15 damage per fight, roughly, give or take. No more than that. But like, it's not going to be a ton of damage, but every little bit helps. I'm going to try and kill that, I think. And I can't count. So we are going to take some damage here. That's fine. So getting AoE cards, by the way, is very good for us because it just makes our life so much easier. Although, I guess that discard effect is actually going to end up being pretty useful for us, huh? So you can see here, we're getting value out of that, that Arcane Rune. Out of those, the Elemental Prowess, rather. do that. We kill you, and we're just going to tag you, which is going to freeze. We can evade both these hits, so we don't care that survives. And we are going to play that. That is not what I meant to do. That's fine. And now it is shocked, which means that this is going to just murder it. Very nice and easy. I'd love me a handful of knives. Just lets us spam out a bunch of stuff, which is great. So upgrades here. Venom's Maneuver is very good. Gives us extra shivs. But handful of knives, I think we can afford it. And this just gives us a hand full of knives, which is very useful. Don't really care about removing anything right now because I'm lazy. I absolutely am going to take the double elite fight because we can easily manage it. I don't know. Oh, 10% evade chance is actually pretty fine. Like, we're trying to evade things naturally, but if we can't, it's not the end of the world. So the reason we're playing Predict, by the way, is because you get 3 mana when you draw it, and then you lose 1 mana when you discard it, which means that it's basically just plus 2 mana when we discard it, and we still get to discard it, which is great. Would love a Tempest, whatever. Okay. You also kind of see here like the rummage doing work. Just letting us pop their cards real quick. I don't want to spend 2 cards on hitting that, but... Alright, so another trick here. Oh, whoops, I ran out of space in hand. That is not the trick. Is that if we don't have any mana, then we don't have any mana to lose, so it's fine. We're just going to spam all of these out. Goodbye. Artillery is actually probably good for us. This is pretty nice. Makes the enemy stuff it's a little bit easier to kill, which isn't a huge deal, but it's okay. So we can't evade, do that, I guess. I was gonna say we can't evade Arcane, but it doesn't matter if because we don't need to evade if the problem is dead. This is your first time seeing a Shah'Ru deck go off. I hope that you are learning something. Like how to misplay. Yeah, we just get punished here. But it's fine. See if we can get the kill off. The plan here is just to kill a shade off the discard using that card we have. We can get a little bit of healing from the leech shivs from whatever. Ooh. v8014 is pretty good. It does cost us some health. We will need to make sure we can manage that, but it's very good. Fortunately, this time around, we just had to spend it on... Oh, we are actually going to get structure, huh? So this boss is usually pretty good for us because, wow, that number just doesn't quite work out for us, huh? I do want to go and get it out. Now it'll at least die too, whatever. So this boss is usually pretty good for us because if we can... Every time we kill one of these, like each of their forms counts as a death. So we will get lots of cards. I don't know if I can actually afford that, which is unfortunate. Yeah, we finally got that kill off of the discard. So yeah, you're just gonna die. You're gone. You're gonna die to poisoned into turn, so I'm just gonna kill you. Bye. Love an aerial stratagem or a the maneuver. Not the maneuver, the Ether Storm. I think those would be my two picks if I got to choose a card to find. I don't really want to play that right now. I think it costs us too much health. Yeah, we're not evading all these hits, so let's go and get that kill. Kind of a waste, but we are at 9 powerful, so we should be in pretty good shape at this point. So the nice thing here is we don't actually want to draw a full hand of exhaustions most of the time. So if it overfills our hand, we're fine. Mana is a bigger concern than I thought. I was thinking we were going to be able to just get this kill here, and we absolutely cannot, which is unfortunate. We are only going to take 8 damage here, but that's still, you know, 8 damage I didn't want to take. Oh, we got the 10% evade chance to kick in. Value. You're dead. You're dead. I'll just finish you off. Yeah, we need mana. This is where normally I'd be looking for Forbidden Rites, but we don't have that unlocked yet, so that is not going to be the answer. But we're going to get the kill here off the poison. A decreasing mana would work, though. Yeah, these are both like the cards that I want. I think we take the decreasing mana because I think we need a little more right now. We don't have enough. We don't have the shield gained. I think the plus 10% evade chance is more likely to save us here. I think we're just going to discard that. We saw last fight, like, our hand space is already kind of limited. Unupgrade is just plus 2 mana, but it is still plus 2 mana, which we kind of want. This goes to... The extra trade shift isn't actually necessarily that good. Predict Plus is sort of plus 2 mana, because we do have to pay back some of it, so I don't think that's the best upgrade. I think... After seeing how that last fight went, I think it may just be decreasing mana. And then we may cut... I don't know. I still like most of the cards in the deck. It's weird, because like all the cards that I would cut are cards that I also want to keep. We can go here and try and get a Swift Adaptation. I don't think we actually get it, but, you know, it's worth a shot. The pickup we want here is Cinder Barrage. If we get Cinder Barrage, that should do some work. Realizing now that this card is that we are just This hand is way worse than I thought it was, and I played it terribly. That's okay. We'll figure something out. Just not that turn. This turn, though, this seems like a good turn. Probably. Fortunately, we are looking at taking damage here, because I messed up. We didn't actually get to Bleach to heal there because it died. It's not what we're looking for. Sharpened Senses is probably actually fine. That seems like kind of where we're at right now. Do we want that extra bit of evasion? Between these two fights, that's nothing. That's, I don't think, anything. I think dual focus is probably fine. Augment power seems okay. So this is awkward. There's not quite enough to get this kill here. Because normally, you know, you've seen me do that play several times now where I play Reckless Chase to get a kill, and then and then like it just replaces itself, which would be very good here, but that's not going to happen. So instead, we're just going to eat a beating. This time we're going to have a bad time. We're down 9. I think that means we can afford to play this, although it won't heal us back to pay for it. Maybe I do need to get rid of the Shah'Rus. We just don't have the healing right now to support it. We're exploding anyway, and I don't really want to explode. And also, yeah, to minimize how much extra damage we take here. All right, we do have some good mana that we can guarantee draw into. So that's the plan. Realizing now that I made a slight mistake. Yeah. I have to hope that we get lucky here because, yeah, we do not have the space in hand, unfortunately. But it's going to work out. More or less. You're going to die to poison. We have evasion. Everything's good. Wow. That was not my best turn ever. And that should kill. Give us a small amount of healing. Yeah, Augment Power is a lot of extra powerful for relatively cheap. Although I probably need to rest here just for safety, and I think we are going to cut the Shah'Rus because I do not think we can support it. Let's see if we can get the card we're looking for here. I'm totally fine just using that immediately. So fortunately we have this evasion here, so fine. Sure, that seems good for us. Alright. I think I'm fine getting rid of that. Flipping here is actually not the best thing for us because now it gets to set up. And this evasion is going to do us no good against all this arcane that's incoming. This is unfortunate. We just have to eat 2 detonations here. Oof. Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. So get rid of that. Alright, we have the artillery here. I say, and then we immediately draw the card that would let us play artillery here. We've got enough evasion, we don't need to kill the, we don't need to focus that. And we do get the kill here off Spurn proc, but that hurt a lot more than I would have liked. Cinder Barrage is the card we're looking for though. That's going to help, potentially. We have to be able to set it up, but... Alright, I think the artillery is just a little too cumbersome right now. I don't know, cutting was maybe a mistake, because I would like to have it, but... We're obviously burning a lot more rests than I would like, considering we have quite a few fights still to go. This hand is miserably useless to us. Alright. And we killed that at least. Ooh, but I didn't think about the fact that we're going to get AoE shield on it, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. This doesn't quite blow us up, but it's way closer than I would like. This is the problem, so. That dude. And there's just not much I can do about it. Because we eat a 20 damage detonation, and we get hit. Oh, we actually didn't get hit. That may actually not be good for us that we didn't get hit. And all this purity is kind of a nightmare for us. So we do get to evade all of this. Damn, I was hoping we wouldn't quite trip over, but we did. That's really bad. We just barely tripped over the threshold into going off again. I really want to play that. This is really awkward. Yeah, this fight, I may have overestimated our ability to deal with it. We will see. So the nice thing is, if we kill one of them, we have the fight handled. Because we get an evasion from an enemy dying. We already had that evasion from the other thing. But now we've got this fight under control, but it was a rough road getting here. Try and get to 15 here. It's not a huge deal if we don't, but there we go. Because now we get the whatever bonuses from it, the vindictive ore bonuses from it. Surge Potential Scar is kind of here fishing for. I think that's the card I do think we take it. Being able to evade statuses would be nice. Yeah, going into this fight, we definitely need that. It's way more important than the Arcane Necklace. And then we are going to upgrade the Cinder Barrage so it hits 30 more times. The self-damage is largely negligible. And I think we are just moving on. Are we? Going back and forth and cutting him Venomous Maneuver. I don't think we want to. Problem's like the deck isn't quite working anymore, but I don't know what to do to fix it. We're going to just have to hope that we can get through this fight. The ice could be a problem, but we can also leverage it to our advantage potentially. So we'll see which side of the line it ends up coming out on. Oh, that gun freezes faster. Dude. Also, in my head, I'm still going to have mana left. But I'm dumb. And we are going to get punished for my mistakes. But what else is new? Ooh. Okay, we didn't get completely punished. We could have just taken a bunch of damage there if I gotten really unlucky. So, this is going to cost us health, but it's going to do so much damage that we have to play it. Alright, you're dead. Alright. And we evaded that frost. Pretty nice. The shield is kind of a mixed bag. We did get some vindictive ore healing there, which is nice. Alright, I believe we just can kill here. There we go. We kind of just need that. But Bracing Cold, that could do some work. It's a mana card that can freeze our enemies, which is good. No, we can't take the -1 card per turn. We already are struggling sometimes where we just like draw poorly. This elite is usually pretty easy, so I'm not worried. We'll see if I end up regretting that. Just kidding. When have I ever regretted any of my decisions? Ever. That's right, I haven't, because I'm very clever and smart and good at this game. Actually end up exactly at 0 shield, which is pretty nice. Right, don't quite get this freeze here, but that's okay. Realizing the surge potential isn't actually that good. In my head, we were going to have, like, if we can play it right after we set up that one thing, we're in good shape. But if we can't, then we're not. Kill you and then freeze. Here we go. All right. Pursuing Hail is what I was looking for, because we draw that whenever an enemy or ally dies, and then we can just try and leverage that into doing good things for us. Kind of just want to upgrade the rummages at this point. All right, like mana is still a bit of a concern. God, that is just such a good upgrade when it goes off. We should upgrade the Fate Barrier. I think having the extra evasion could be life-saving. Again, because Baelator is a fight that we are going to have to do. Going into this fight with this little health is very risky. But I'm happy to see the Pursuing Hail. We get that, but we can't use it yet. We don't necessarily get to evade everything here, but we get to evade a lot of it. I'm just kidding, we did get enough evades. Oh, we're at 15% base evade chance now, I realize. That's going to be enough that I think we can justify it. So we're going to... Powerful. Tag you. And then... Alright, get that. And we have all the runes here, which is going to do some work. So yeah, you can see here, this is kind of what the deck is supposed to be doing. Like it was doing at the beginning of the run, and then it wasn't doing, and now it is, once again, doing. More or less. Although we are now mildly imperiled. Fortunately, like I said, these guys do not hit that hard. So even with minus 10% or plus 10% damage taken, we took basically no damage there. Is this awkward? That'll work, hopefully. It did not really do as much for me as I was hoping it might. But, oh, just kidding, I have a plan. Fortunately, yeah, and then we can just do take the arcane there. However, we can shield, which isn't much shield, but we aren't going to take any damage here. And then we can hopefully finish off this turn. fight taken care of. Huh. I like Rainbow Focus as a way to get additional rune, I think. Extra starting mana could be good. And then, honestly, I like upgrading the Fade Barriers. I think that'll make the Baelator fight just safer in general. And yeah, we're cutting the Surge potential because I think I overrated how much it was going to be able to do for us in this particular list. I'm also kind of used to playing idle runs where we just have like a bunch of incidental value. So here, what do we want to do? So we can go through these, which are usually pretty good. We can try and pick up Hidden from the birds. Try and pick up a Dead of Night. We can't really use the Twilight Blast. Ravenous Intent is pretty okay. Hungry Focus is pretty okay. I'm taking quite a few fights here. This guy's usually fine, but it's the second phase that can kill us. Clear Focus can be very useful to us. Clear Focus better enables us to take Corrupted Font. This fight seems risky. I think we're going to try and go right, I guess. And I think we are going to try and path through like Corrupted Font. And I think we can start here. Question is basically just, do we take the double? I think we do take the double elite. I think we stand to gain enough potentially from that. All right, so that is 24 damage. That is enough. All right, to evade. I think we're going to extend out the Frost Rune. Oh, I should have gotten that out. Guess we kill you. And then I think we freeze you out to stop you from gaining extra evasion. Evade these hits. There is no longer any opportunist, so we don't have to worry about that at all, which is nice. And then do that. Bye. Persecute's okay, but it's not super. I think we actually can spin some rerolls here because we have a lot of rerolls set up. Twilight Blast doesn't do much for us. All right, I guess we're not getting a Dead of Night. I will just take a Tricky Focus. I'm going to burn all of my rerolls there. I do have other cards I want to get in this area. I actually do really like freezing out this turn, even though they're not attacking, because I really like stopping the shell from being able to set up some of its more annoying tricks. Gonna freeze you, because we do not want you to get set up. For being able to set up, not just tricks, it's setting up it's powerful, which is going to be really annoying. The second phase that I said was the one I was scared of. Because like, this first phase, the plan is that we're just going to use evasion, so we don't have to care. I don't know why I bothered playing the Pursuing Hail at that one, because we didn't really get anything out of it. Boop. It doesn't actually kill you. In my head, that was going to kill. That's fine. Fourth thing is we evade. And now we have evasion, so we don't care about stuff that's incoming here. Even if it was incoming, which it is actually not, because we are administering a beatdown. Because there's no powerful setup, that means that second phase is not going to be able to hurt us that badly. So, that does not actually end the fight, so. There's that, see what we get. Cool. Now we can do everything we want to do. Vindictive Aura doing work. And because even though that was one card, those were separate arcane detonations because that was Rune, which means that we do get the double Dispel. And that means that even if this thing were going to get another turn, it would not get to do much with it. All right, things are looking good. Gonna go here, gonna pick up a good card, gonna pick up a good mana card. Remember that we can evade statuses, which we're going to use here, hopefully. If all goes well. We're going to actually use that just to get out the kill. There we go, looking taking some damage here. Not a ton, but you know, it is damage. And unfortunately, this is where the jerk at the back sets up Arcane Barrier. Makes our day considerably worse, and it makes playing this just kind of a non-starter, unfortunately. Because we play a card, we explode, which we do not want to do. And the taunt messes us up last turn. This turn, fortunately, we do not have to be afraid of the taunt. I should have gotten that out first. It was actually a major, major mistake. Because now we don't get to freeze out two things, and now we take some damage. We also get exploded, which I think we could have avoided otherwise. Wow, we get double exploded. It cost us a not inconsiderable amount of HP. Alright, we're going to stop that buff from getting set up again, so that the Arcane Rune will go away. So that'll make our life, or the Arcane Barrier will go away, which will make our life a lot easier. I think we are now safe to try and take that jerk out. Oh wow, we didn't quite. I was kind of counting on us freezing there, although it's going to be fine because we can evade statuses. Turns out being able to evade status is a super handy thing. And this will be the kill. Bye. Clear focus is what I was looking for. I still think no. Honestly, I don't think we want the third tricky focus. The fact that whatever's cost mana is just kind of awkward. All right, and we're going to start by making this bleed. Evasion's going to be handy. All right. And we're just going to freeze out. Because every time we can just avoid having to let the enemy take a turn, you're very happy. Wow, that is... Oh, we had a temporary powerful bonus, didn't we? So why are we not getting kills that I was expecting to get? And now you die. You're going to die at the end of turn, which means you're going to start next turn with Pursuing Hail in hand. Pursuing Hail is a very good card. You haven't figured that one out yet. Alright, Power is also pretty nice. Let's get Arcane Rune. I guess we should have probably taken Shah'Ru because Arcane Rune's not going to do that much for us. We're going to play this without freezing, which is funny. Oh, whoops. Nope, I didn't quite play that out fast enough to avoid. All right. In my head, that was a kill. Unfortunately, it wasn't. But there we go. I mean, Tempest Strike is a very good card. Ravenous Intent, though, I think we do actually really want Hungering Focus. And then I think we're just moving on. I think it's still relatively thin. Fortunately, we can't quite go like double event here, post mid-boss, which is what I would like to do. But that's not how that is actually laid out. We are so close to, oh, there we go. Just gonna say we are so close to getting that freeze. Doesn't do that much for us, but you know, it makes me feel better. So I think we want to start focusing on you. If we can get the freeze off, that'd be really nice. This is so close to being the freeze, but it's not quite, which is really frustrating. We took some damage here and we didn't even get what we wanted. And we are now, because that halves the effectiveness of our powerful, which is annoying. That was the effectiveness of everything, but the powerful is the thing I care about. Yeah, we can't kill you outright. But we are on half modifiers for another turn. Okay. Maybe we'll do that, I guess. Actually, I should have just... Well... Not yet. You're actually just going to die from this. And then we take... actual damage. I actually kind of need to play that. So I can do this safely. And there we go. Alright, we're absolutely... Well, Mana Bolt seems actually good. That doesn't do anything for us. This is mediocre. We're upgrading... Oh, that's not +2 damage. Just +2 mana, but... I think we're upgrading these, finally? Or the rummages? I think we're upgrading the rummages. Too lazy to cut anything. Cutting things takes thinking. Thinking is hard, etc., etc. So the problem is, right, there's some tough fights over here. Although I guess we are taking tough fights either way. I think I do need to rest now, though. There's a very real chance that the next fight we're about to do, especially if it goes poorly, could end up doing a lot of damage to us. And our item situation is not amazing. Like, we have one active trinket and it is not good. Not one I would normally like to have. Wow! This is an astonishingly bad suite of cards to be looking at, of enemy actions to be looking at here, because these are two things we really want to be able to prevent them from doing, which is setting up extra opportunist. And they were both doing it, so we couldn't just, wow, punished for that, I guess, for burning that here. You get maximally punished here. Well, I mean, it could be worse. Because the problem is, right, we can't really afford to play this. You can evade some of these hits, but unfortunately not the big ones. Alright, that 15% evade chance that we have is just doing wonders. Because we should have taken a lot more damage there. The only reason we didn't is that Orange Jesus smiled upon us. Alright, well this is awkward. No, it's actually fine. I like it. It's not awkward at all. Just kidding. I lied again. It is actually very awkward. Or is it? What is truth and what is lies? Who can say? The truth is we're going to win. There we go. Perfect. Everything's frozen. I have one more stack of opportunities to deal with. God, we don't quite have this skill. And now we take potentially a beating. For real. See if we actually eat it this time. Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to eat it this time. Evaded one of them, but still not great. Oh. Applying poison now applies rune. That's what I'd been missing. I noticed like something was up, but I couldn't figure out what exactly that was going on. And that's what it was. Right, there isn't any opportunist stuff, which means we can safely play cards. Which is great. I love playing cards. Just trying to get this to 15, but that's kind of a pipe dream. At least get 15 out of that. Okay. Hunter's Focus is very good. Arguably, I should have taken the Contemplate. As turns once go, this is one of them. Actually, largely fine here. Not happy, but we're fine. I am less happy with how this draw looks. So close. Oof. And then the Frail doing bad things to us. Let's see what we can find here. So the way this fight, we're trying to make it go, right, is that once we get set up, we start getting all of these treasures, and then we leverage those to do good things for us. Unfortunately, the way the fight is currently going is not like that. So the question is, are we still on track to be able to beat CPU? And the answer is, I don't know. I think that is going to come down a lot to this is going to give us a lot of mana, although I don't necessarily have a great way to use that mana. Again, that shield just to counteract the whatever. Kill you. Should have pitched the Fade Barrier. That was just a really dumb play. Alright. And do this, and that'll get us just pretty good value. Just get the shield out again, largely just to pay off the Martian Golem. Sure, more arcane room. And yeah, this is easily going to just demolish Shade. And there we go. Absolutely, I didn't come all this way to not take a dig through muck. That's... that could be something. I have no clue how we're going to use it, but... it's a very, very powerful card to have. Just figure out how we're going to win with it. At this point, I do like upgrading Venom's Maneuver, finally. And I think this fight is actually safer because we can evade statuses. And because there's only one enemy, which is just naturally, I think, going to usually be a better time for us. So yeah, we get to just evade all three of these, or all of that. All four of those attempts to hit up to cause us problems. And we can just do that, clear ourselves off, finish the fight, finish the turn. We'll figure out what to do with the duplicatome eventually. We may not actually need it this fight. It's a very powerful card, but not always a card that we need every turn, every fight, I guess. Copying that would have made sense. Actually, we can actually use the that one, but I think we probably just went off of this alone. So yeah, we now just need we didn't actually need to copy things because we just have the win here off of reactive shifts. Okay. Yeah, Dark Focus is fine. Honestly, we may kind of predict at this point. Got a lot of pretty good mana cards. Like, the other mana cards can't be discarded, but all right, we're going to rest here. This could be life-saving. I do not think I think the Tribal Mask is not that valuable, even though status isn't going to be a factor in the remaining fights. The extra 5% evade chance is still good. This is an awkward hand. I think we're actually going to do this. And we're going to take hits from one of them, which is going to make our life easier. And we're at +6 powerful, which also is going to make our life easier, most likely. Not the most useful thing we've ever gotten, but all right. I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten pretty used to playing around Absorb Demise, which we do not have here. But so close to killing that back one. But we can do a heck of a Cinder Barrage here, so. Just keep staying powerful. Yeah, let's go do that. And then it starts doing 15 damage once we get powerful from killing 2 of them. And that's the fight. Alright, I think we just take another Hunter's Focus. And we hope that this goes well. We are out of extra draws though, which means if we get a bad hand like this one, there is not a ton we can do. Guess I might as well play that. Yeah, we can't get through that rune. Alright, we got pretty lucky. I mean, very lucky. We got 2 15% chance of aids. And then this turn we're going to be in very good shape. Because we can just freeze out by abusing things. And stuff. And we don't even need to freeze out because we have evasion. But we're going to freeze out because we can. Honk you for damage. Just keep playing the damage cards in the turn. Did we get out of that? Sure, take it. And I believe we have probably the kill here. Just need to play it out. Should have gotten that out sooner, technically. But yeah, we just have we just outright have a kill from tripping the poison here. So that is Shade Summoning Row in a nutshell. You kind of a trickier deck, and I absolutely did not play it perfectly, but you can kind of see there how the pieces more or less fit together. You summon enemies, you kill them, you stack powerful, you draw cards, you discard cards, you throw cards around, you clap your hands, and then eventually, at the end of the day, if all goes well, everything that was trying to kill you is now dead. And that's the deck. That's it for this time. See you next time. Until then, toodles.